Shirvan Shāh, also spelled as Shīrwān Shāh, Shārwān Shāh, was the title of the rulers of Shirvan, located in modern Azerbaijan Republic. For the mid-9th century to the early 16th century, the title remained in a single family, the Yazidids, an originally Arab but gradually Persianized dynasty, although the later Shirvanshahs are also known as the Kasranids or Kaqanids. The Shirvan Shāh established a native state in Shirvan. Origin and history. The title Shirvan Shāh dates back to pre-Islamic times. Ibn Khaldun mentions the Shirvan Shāh as one of the local rulers who received the title from the first Sassanid emperor Ardashir I. Al-Baladuri also mentions that a Shirvan Shāh, together with the neighboring Shirvan Shāh, were encountered by the Arabs during the conquest of Persia and submitted to the Arab commander Sulman ibn Rabi'a al-Bahili. For the late 8th century, Shirvan was under the rule of the members of the Arab family of Yazid ibn Mazyad al-Shaybani, who was named governor of the region by the Abbasid Caliph Harun al-Rashid. His descendants, the Yazidids, would rule Shirvan as independent princes until the 14th century. By origin, the Yazidids were Arabs of the Shayban tribe and belonged to high-ranking generals and governors of the Abbasid army. In the chaos that engulfed the Abbasid Caliphate after the death of the Caliph al-Mutawakkil in 861, the great-grandson of Yazid b. Mazyad Shaybani, Haytham ibn Khalid, declared himself independent and assumed the ancient title of Shirvan Shāh. The dynasty continuously ruled the area of Shirvan either as an independent state or a vassal state until the Safavid times. One of the important books in the early history of this dynasty is the anonymous Tariq Bab al-Abwab, preserved by the Ottoman historian Munjim Bashi, the last date of which concerning the dynasty is 468 1075. A translation of this important work into English language was published by the Orientalist Vladimir Minorsky in 1958. We know from this book that the history of the Shirvanshahs was closely tied with that of the Arab Hashemid family in Darband, and intermarriage between the two Arab families was common, with Yazidis often ruling for various periods in the latter town. By the time of the anonymous work Hadad al-Alam, the Shirvanshahs, from the capital of Yazidia, had absorbed neighboring kingdoms north of the Kur River and thus acquired the additional titles of Shāh and Kazan Shah. We can also discern the progressive Persianization of this originally Arab family. According to Encyclopedia of Islam, after the Shah Yazid b. Ahmad, Arab names give way to Persian ones like Manach, Abad, Faridan, etc., very likely as a reflection of marriage links with local families, and possibly with that of the ancient rulers in Shirvan, the former capital, and the Yazidids now began to claim a nasib going back to Sassanid kings Bahram-Gur to Kasranids and Shirwan. According to Vladimir Minorsky, the most likely explanation of the Iranicization of this Arab family could be marriage link with the family of the ancient rulers of Shirvan. He further states, the attraction of a Sasanian pedigree proved stronger than the recollection of Shaybani lineage. The coat of arms with two lions could be a reminder of the story of Bahram-Gur in Shahnameh, where Bahram had to claim the crown from between two lions to be recognized as the king. Shirvanshahs built many defensive castles across all of Shirvan to resist many foreign invasions. For the walled city of Baku, with its maiden tower and many medieval castles in Absaron, two impregnable strongholds all over mountains of Shirvan and Shaki, there are many great examples of medieval military architecture. However, Shirvan was greatly devastated by Mongol invasion in 1235 from which it was not able to fully recover for the next century. The Shirvanshahs dynasty, existing as independent or a vassal state, from 861 until 1538, longer than any other dynasty in Islamic world, are known for the support of culture. There were two periods of an independent and strong Shirvan state. First in the 12th century, under Kings Manacher and his son, Azerbaijan, who built the stronghold of Baku, and second in the 15th century under Debendid dynasty. In the 13th and 14th centuries, Shirvan was a vassal of stronger Mongol and Timurid empires. Shirwān Shāh Ibrahim I revived the country's fortunes, and through his cunning politics managed to resist Timurid conquest, letting the state go with paying a tribute. Shirvanshahs Khalilullah and Farrukh Yasir presided over most successful period in a history of Shirvan. Architectural complex of Shirvān Shāh Palace in Baku that was also a burial site of the dynasty and Halway-Shia Sufi Khanaka, was built during the reign of those two rulers in mid-15th centuries. The Shirvanshah rulers were more or less Sunni. In 1462 Sheikh Junaid, the leader of Safavids, was killed in a battle against Shirvanshahs near the town of Kaqanids, an event that Safavids never forgot. By 1500, significantly weakened Shirvan suffered the onslaught of avenging Safavids. Shah Ismail I sacked Baku in 1501, and avenging his grandfather, exhumed bodies of Shirvanshahs buried in the mausoleum and burned them. Most of Baku population was forcibly converted to Shiism thereafter. The vassal Shirvan state managed to hang on until 1538, when, weakened by internal conflict and a Kalandari dervish uprising, it became an easy prey to Shah Ismail's son Tahmasp I. He gave Shirvan to his brother Alqas Mirza to rule as a province. Persian poetry. The Shirvanshah dynasty are known for their patronage of Persian poetry. Amongst famous poets who either appeared at the court or dedicated poetry to them are Kaqani and Nizami. Nizami composed in Persian poetry the Arab-originated epic Lili-o-Majnun for Abul Muzaffar Jalal ad-Din Shirvanshah Aksatan. He also sent his son to be educated with the son of Shirvanshah. Kaqani himself in his youth used the poetic title Hakichi. After dedicating himself to the court of Fakhruddin Manacher Faridun Shirvanshah, he chose the pen name Kaqani and also served as a court poet for Aksatan, the son of Fakhruddin Manacher Faridun. Other poets and writers who appeared during the rule of the Shirvanshahs include Falaki Shirvani, Aziz Shirvani, Jamal Khalil Shirvani, Bakhtiyar Shirvani and multitude of others mentioned in the book Nojat al-Majals, an anthology compiled by Jamal Khalil Shirvani. Architecture. The Palace of the Shirvanshahs is the biggest monument of the Shirvan Absaron branch of architecture, situated in the inner city of Baku. The complex contains the main building of the palace, Divan, the burial vaults, the Shah's mosque with a minaret, Jafar Bakuvi's mausoleum, a portal in the east, Murad's gate, a reservoir and the remnants of the bathhouse. House of Shirvan Shāh.